Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Chagigah, page 19, which primarily discusses some of the laws pertaining to immersing oneself into a mikvah. A mikvah is a body of water in which is mei geshamim, rainwater, which is actually very special the way it's made, that the roof of the mikvah has to be extremely smooth. There cannot be any holes or any indentations, because otherwise that's considered to be what's called mayim she'uvim, drawn water. And it goes through until finally it enters into this area where a person immerses themselves. Now, it tells us a couple of interesting things. A person could also immerse themselves in, for example, an ocean. When it comes to a person who sees a wave, and that wave comes and overtakes them, and it goes over their head, does that person become purified by going into that wave? And it depends. If that wave actually hits them, the water actually goes on them, then they'll become purified. However, if the wave arches over them, almost like a rainbow, or a person who's surfing, because they're not actually being touched by the water, even though they're completely surrounded by it, that actually will not count as a proper immersion. We also find another fascinating discussion. The mikveh has to be at minimum 40 sa, which is the measurement for a mikveh. If one measures a mikveh, which is exactly 40 sa, and you go into it and then go out, and obviously you're going to be wet, a second person who then goes into that same mikveh, we say it will not purify them. Why not? Because if it was exactly 40 sa when person number one entered, and now they exited that mikveh, certainly there's not going to be 40 sa left in that mikveh. And therefore, only the first person is pure, but not the second. However, the Talmud tells us something very fascinating, that when it comes to possibly certain types of purification, we allow, if the person still has a foot in the mikveh, namely the first person did not completely exit, and he's wet, and his foot is still in the mikveh, when that second person goes in, it's possible that this connection, and through gravity that the water is dripping down, that the second person will become purified as well. Obviously, these are just some basic laws when it comes to the all the different laws pertaining to a mikveh. It's extremely complex. Those are just a few of them.